Welcome to another chapter episode from the authors of Taking Initiative on Writing, a guide for instructional leaders. Chapter 7, Assessing Student Learning. In this episode, we'll consider how best to support assessment of student writing, resurvey students' attitudes and beliefs about writing, and determine ongoing writing goals based on assessment and survey results. Crucial to sustaining and improving a writing program is having concrete methods and procedures for evaluating student writing. Often, schools focus exclusively on standardized assessment measures to track students' progress. However, Chapter 7 offers a broad range of formative and summative assessment measures that your school may want to consider. Listen as instructional leader Scott discusses the range of ways that he and his colleagues have worked to implement frequent assessment of student writing.
We didn't have them, they didn't write a paper, turn it in, get a grade, write a paper, turn it in, get a grade. We started by studying the genre. So if it was satire, they read 5 or 6 satires. They then sat down in a group. We actually did these in expert groups. So the satire group read all these satires, and then what they came up with were the guidelines of good satires. And they talked about what was exceptional, what you really need to have, and then if it's not really good, what would be missing. And so they had essentially created their own rubric. So they did create a 3-point rubric, a 3-pronged rubric, which they then presented to the class. And so when you read satires, here's what you need to look for. Now you go write a satire. And then their peers all wrote satires, and the students graded them with their rubrics. So they all were participating in this community of writing and creating the meaning of the writing that was there. Those papers weren't graded then. Those papers went into their portfolios. Okay. And so they each had to try. They all had an attempt. They all had review. They all had support. They all had one-on-one conference also with the teacher. So as the groups are working, the teacher is pulling kids out to do individual conferences on how their writing's going and what's working.
In addition to assessing students' writing progress, it is also important to consider whether students' beliefs about and attitudes toward writing have changed over the year. Chapter 7 and the online resource 7.3 offer suggestions for how you can resurvey students. Considering the feedback from the multiple methods of assessment you implement in conjunction with the survey responses will help you determine ongoing writing goals to sustain your writing initiative.